If you're pregnant and you've started panicking every time you sit down to eat, please pause. I'm a nurse, and today I'm giving you the honest, evidence based answer to what food should I avoid during pregnancy? The actual avoid list, the myth list of foods you can put back on your plate, and one simple framework that will let you answer this question on your own for the rest of your pregnancy. By the end of this video, you'll know the 4 real reasons foods gets flagged in pregnancy, the actual avoid list grouped so it's easy to remember, the surprisingly long list of foods that are perfectly safe, and what to do when food sounds repulsive in the first trimester. Stay through the end. The framework I'll give you replaces every confusing pregnancy food list you'll ever see again. Quick intro if you're new. I'm Cherry, a certified maternal and newborn nurse, and I help first-time moms feel prepared, not panic, with no fluff guidance from someone who actually works in healthcare. Let's get into it. Foods get flagged in pregnancy for one of 4 reasons. Reason 1, bacteria or parasites. Listeria, salmonella, toxoplasmosis, and E. coli. Your immune system normally handles these fine. In pregnancy, your immune response is intentionally lowered so your body doesn't reject the baby. So what does that mean? Certain bacteria can cross the placenta and cause serious harm. That's the real concern, not the food itself, the bug that might be on it. Reason 2, mercury. Mercury is a neurotoxin. It crosses the placenta and affects fetal brain development. The fish that contains the most mercury are the big, long, living predators at the top of the food chain. Reason 3, alcohol. There is no confirmed safe amount of alcohol in pregnancy at any trimester. That's the only food category with a true 0 rule. Reason 4, excess. Some foods are fine in normal amounts but become a problem at a higher dose. Caffeine, vitamin A, added sugar, and a few specific herbs. If you remember those 4, bacteria, mercury, alcohol, excess, you can evaluate almost any food on your own. Now, let's go through the actual list. Part 2, the real avoid list. Group 1, bacteria risk foods. Skip raw or undercooked meat, fish, and eggs. Skip cold deli meat or hot dogs unless they're heated until steaming. Skip soft cheeses made from unpasteurized milk, like some imported brie, camembert, queso fresco, and some traditional feta. Most cheese in the US grocery stores is pasteurized. Please check the label. Skip unpasteurized milk, juice, and apple cider. Skip raw sprouts, alfalfa, mung bean, clover, and skip pre-made deli salads sitting in a case like chicken salad, ham salad, or egg salad, which are common sources of listeria. The rule is simple. If heat or pasteurization can kill the bug, eat it cooked or pasteurized. If neither has happened, skip it during pregnancy. Group 2, mercury risk fish. Avoid these completely. Shark, swordfish, king mackerel, tilefish, big-eye tuna, marlin, and orange roughy. Limit albacore, white tuna to about 6 ounces a week. But please don't avoid fish in general. Salmon, sardines, shrimp, cod, tilapia, pollock, catfish, and canned-light tuna are all low mercury and rich in DHA, which is essential for your body's brain development. The recommendation is actually to eat 8 to 12 ounces of low mercury fish per week, not to avoid fish altogether. Group 5. I mentioned this earlier, alcohol. None, nada, no type, no trimester. The risk of fetal alcohol spectrum disorders is very real, and there is no proven safe threshold. Cooking alcohol burns off depending on time and method. A sauce simmered for 2 hours retains very little, but a quick deglaze, a flambe, or anything where alcohol is added at the end keeps a significant amount. The strict ACOG recommendation is to avoid all sources during pregnancy. When in doubt, skip it. Group 4, excess. Keep caffeine under 200 milligrams a day. which is roughly 1 12-ounce cup of coffee that is brewed at home. Avoid eating animal liver, especially in the first trimester. It's extremely high in vitamin A, and excess vitamin A can cause birth defects. Manage added sugar, especially if you're at risk for gestational diabetes, which, by the way, your doctor is going to routinely check you for it. And be cautious with a few herbal teas. Pennyroyal, blue cohort, and dongquai are the ones to skip. Most herbal teas, including peppermint and ginger, are fine in moderation. That's the actual list. Notice what's not on it. Part 3, the you can actually eat this list. This is the part that pregnant women rarely hear, and it makes a huge difference in their daily lives. Honey. Honey is completely safe in pregnancy. The no honey rule applies to babies under 1 year old due to the risk of infant botulism. Your gut handles it fine. Eat the honey. Pineapple. The bromelain causes miscarriage myth is exactly that. A myth. You'd have to eat several whole pineapple in one sitting to even theoretically have an issue. A normal serving will not hurt your baby. Eat your pineapple. That's vitamin C and fiber. Spicy food does not harm your baby. It might give you heartburn, especially in the 3rd trimester, but it doesn't cause early labor or any of the other things you've heard. Eat what you can tolerate. Eggs that are fully cooked, scrambled, hard-boiled egg, baked into things. Totally fine and great protein. The rule is no runny yolks and no raw egg in things like homemade Caesar dressing or cookie dough. Hot deli meat, a panini, a meatball sub, a pizza with pepperoni. Anything cooked or heated until steaming is fine. The rule is heat, not no deli meat ever. Hard cheese from pasteurized milk, cheddar, Parmesan, Manchego, Gouda, totally fine. And most hard cheese in the US grocery store is pasteurized. Check the label. Hard cheeses aged over 60 days are lower risk because of the aging process. But the FDA still recommends choosing pasteurized when you can during pregnancy. So, if you're at a fancy cheese counter, just ask. Cook sushi rolls or veggie rolls. California rolls, shrimp tempura rolls, avocado rolls, cucumber rolls, all fine. Skip raw fish. You don't have to give up sushi night. Coffee in moderation. 1 cup a day is supported by current guidelines. You don't have to switch to decaf if you don't want to. Most herbal teas in moderation. Peppermint, ginger, rooibos, lemon balm, all fine in normal culinary amounts. Ginger, in particular, is well studied and helpful for nausea. Microwaved leftovers. As long as they're heated through to steaming, leftovers are perfectly fine. The rule is steam, not throw it out. If you've been afraid to eat any of these, you can take them off the worry list right now. Part 4, first trimester reality check. If you're in the first trimester and the only things you can keep down are plain crackers, dry cereal, and ice water, that is not a sign of failing pregnancy. Nausea changes everything. I've had them myself. The perfect prenatal diet is irrelevant if you're throwing up. Take your prenatal vitamins at whatever time of the day you can tolerate it, with food, before bed, or split into half doses if your provider approves. Eat what stays down. Hydrate however you can. Popsicle, broth, electrolyte drinks, watermelon. Get protein in when you can, even if it's a spoonful of peanut butter or a glass of milk. Most nausea improves between weeks 12 and 16. Once it lifts, you can rebuild a more rounded diet. Until then, calories and hydration are the priority, not perfection. Talk to your provider. Okay, let's do a quick pause. Once you've made it through the food anxiety stage of pregnancy, the next big planning question becomes what to actually have ready before baby arrives. Because postpartum recovery is a phase where moms get hit the hardest by being unprepared. That's why I made a free postpartum prep checklist for you. It's exactly what to set up and arrange before delivery so you're not problem solving while your body is healing. The link is in the description. Check it out. And if you are the type who wants a more personal approach on how to prepare after birth, please allow me to invite you to my 4-week live class. We meet every Monday, and I walk you through postpartum recovery, mental health, feeding choices, and family involvement with a community of other first-time moms where you can ask questions in real time. I only take 10 moms per cohort, so make sure you check it out. If you want the next thing to watch, I made a full video answering the 10 "Is it safe during pregnancy?" questions everyone Googles at midnight. Same calm it down approach. I link it on the screen right here. Save this video, send it to a pregnant friend who's been afraid to eat lunch. Subscribe and join me each week for great pregnancy, postpartum, and newborn care content. I'm Cherry, and I will see you in the next one.